Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. Odds are if you're watching this, you had a PlayStation 2 at some point in your life. It's the greatest selling video game console of all time. And believe it or not, this year it turns 20 years old. So in today's episode, we're going to start the celebration a little early and talk about 5 great games on the PS2 that you may have missed. What are we drinking today?
Today we're drinking Double Barrel Double by OmmeGang. It's a 2019 limited release Belgian-style double.
All right, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and let's talk about 5 games that you may have missed on the PlayStation 2.
Hey guys, I'm the Cool Gamer Girl here, and you're watching Gaming Off the Grid.
All right, here we go. You just told me earlier this week the PS2 turns 20 years old later this year.
Yeah, I think it turns 20 in October, which is insane. I've been playing the PS2 since I can remember.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite consoles.
Yeah, it is definitely up there, very, very high on the list for me as well. This console really changed my life and kind of changed me from being a Nintendo kid. I don't know if you had that same effect, but I kind of gravitated away from Nintendo games when I got my PS2.
When I grew up, all I had was the NES, and it was my mom's, and then I got the PS2, and I was like, okay, Sony kid, here I am.
Yeah, it was a great time. A lot of great games, and it's a console that I think still plays very well and true to how you remember it, and it's fairly easy to collect for right now.
It is.
So we're gonna do a lot of PS2 related content throughout 2020 in celebration of it turning 20 years old. But in today's episode, we want to look back at some games we think the casual PS2 owner may have missed that we still play the hell out of today.
Oh, yeah, and some of these games are not PS2 exclusives.
Yeah.
So you might have played it on other consoles, but these are what we have it for. So let's just jump in. The first one I want to talk about is R-Type Final. Wow, okay, we love Shmups to begin with, so this game's insane. As of right now, this is the last R-Type game in the series, which kind of sucks, but there's rumors of a new one, so I'm excited for that.
And the working title, I think, of the new one, it's a very under-the-radar rumor, is R-Type Final 2, which I think is just a funny name. Not Resurrection, Revive.
No, just Final 2.
This game is my favorite R-Type game, and I think that's probably not the case for everyone, but I really like this game. I love the soundtrack. I love the finality. If you've played the other R-Type games, this game feels like the end.
Dude, yeah, there's a pacing to this game, and it's visually beautiful, and also this game is a PS2 exclusive, so you can only play it on the PS2. Man, this game is so sweet.
Most of the games we're going to cover today are fairly low-hanging fruit from a collector standpoint, but this game probably will run you north of 30 bucks to get a good, complete copy. It's still not, you know, outrageous, but it's a game that you don't run into all the time. I think a lot of people missed it because I think, you know, some of those early day console and arcade shooters, people kind of just didn't play the later releases. Like Gradius, I feel the same way.
Yeah, like people played the first one a lot, and then like Gradius 3 and then Gradius 4, like it's slowly started going down. If you haven't played R-Type Final, go get it, find a way to play it. It is so much fun.
Absolutely. So the next game we have talked about before on the channel, and it's Red Faction 2. Now you can get this game on Xbox and GameCube.
Yes, it's a THQ game. What really makes this game special, I think, is the multiplayer mode.
For sure.
This game thrives as a couch co-op multiplayer, just killing each other, chaos fun.
I don't think it's the most underrated game I've ever played, but it's definitely on that list of underrated games that just didn't get fairly judged. In a multiplayer setting, this game, I have just as much fun playing it as I do Halo.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. We've been playing a lot of Halo at LAN parties and stuff, but I still really enjoy playing 4-player in this game because you can turn on AI bots as well.
Which makes it so much fun, and the environments are slightly destructible, so that makes it even better. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, as an overall game, I mean, I'm glad you brought up the multiplayer piece. If you just get it to play the single player, it's not horrible, but it's just your run-of-the-mill first-person shooter. Multiplayer, though, get that multi-tap, fire it up with 4 friends, and this game is one of the most fun multiplayer experiences you can have on the PS2, and I really am serious, this game rivals Halo. I'm not saying it's better than Halo, but it's almost as much fun.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's really good. Moving right along, this is a game that you have talked about ad nauseum on the channel. We actually did a full episode on it. Take it away, man.
Disney Extreme Skate Adventure. Okay, I grew up playing this game. This game is so much fun. This is available for every console. I think it was available for some handhelds as well, but we don't do handhelds on here. It's an Activision game, and it was built on the engine of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. So if you like the Tony Hawk games, it's basically the same thing, but you're playing in Disney worlds. You play in Toy Story, you play in Lion King, and you play in Tarzan. Like the environments, the levels, like the movies. It's awesome.
If you've got young kids in your life, I think this game creates a great conduit to get them into playing, or to play a game with them, because it's got their favorite characters, but it's built, like you said, on a more complex engine like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So it's a really fun game. I remember way back when you told me about this game from your childhood, I'm just thinking, I really have to play this. And then I got my hands on it, and when we were in Andy's room, I'm like, sold. And then Pizza Planet? Oh man.
It's so cool, because you're in the environment, skating around Andy's room, or skating at Pizza Planet, or skating in the freaking Lion King world. Like, that is awesome. And what's cool about this game, Tony Hawk games, you get 2 minutes, and that's the rounds. But in this, it's kind of more open world, and you can spend your time looking for things. There's different missions here and there. It's just really sweet. And you did bring up that this is for kids, so there's like a kid option that makes the controls a little bit easier, or there's the regular Tony Hawk controls, which is what I know and love.
It's a fantastic game. I honestly am, the most disappointing thing about it is they didn't make more, and they haven't continued to make more, because this game does feel a little bit empty other than those really cool maps. You know, I wish it would have went into some other characters, like deeper in Disney's, you know, history.
They could have done so much with this game, and I want more.
Moving right along, you're gonna get 2 for the price of 1 here. So we said 5 great games, but we're actually gonna bring up both games in this series. These games are new to us here in the last year, I would say. I think Tom from Do You Nerd put these games on our radar, and it's the Maximo games. They are fantastic 3D platformers in the Ghost and Goblins universe.
Yes, so the first one is Ghost of Glory, and then there's Army of Zin. These are both Capcom games, and they are so sweet. They're so beautiful. They play amazingly. I'm so glad that we discovered these, because I had no idea they existed.
They are hard as piss, though, you know, and it kind of keeps in that Ghost and Goblins like tradition, but I don't think they're quite. They're definitely not as hard as those. There's some really great playthroughs of these. Captain Algebra took out at least the first one. I'm pretty sure he did both over on his channel, so we can put links to that below if you want to see a full playthrough of the game, because you know he's an ass kicker.
Yeah, so he's really good at video games.
Okay, before we reveal the final game in our list, let's talk about this brew. It's OmmeGang, right?
This is the Double Barrel Double. It's a Belgian-style double brewed with spices and aged in brandy and bourbon barrels. That's just a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to wrap your mind around. So, a big fan of Belgian beers. It's one of my favorite styles. This beer, man, it's a good beer, and I know that this is probably, if anybody's had this, because you hear a lot of good buzz around this beer, I'm not as impressed as I thought I was.
Yeah, I was like really excited and looking forward to this. I mean, it's not bad. This is still really good. But for being an OmmeGang beer, they're incredible.
Yeah.
For being what it says it is, like, I don't taste any bourbon at all. I taste the sweetness from the brandy a little bit. I think they tried too much, I think.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's as robust. I mean, it's very malty. There's a good, like, caramel component to it. The beer's good. I don't think it's world class by any means. You can't put it in that. I just don't think you can put it in that category. I don't think you can give this beer, you know, I always, for whatever reason, beers, I always think 5-point scale. I think this is a 4 at best.
Yeah.
At least for me. I'd be anxious to see what other people who've had this beer, you know, think about it. And if you're watching and you're in that camp, tell us in the comment section below, what am I missing here? Because not a bad brew, but I definitely have had better doubles.
Yes, definitely.
Better Belgian beers. I was so jacked up to try this. Now, put everything in context for you. We have blown our palates to smithereens with winter beers and imperial stouts and all that over this last month. That could be at work a little bit.
It could be, but I feel like the flavor and the taste it just dissipates quickly. Like, it doesn't linger, which is what I want. You know, I want that Belgian flavor, that Belgian yeast to stick around and hang out, but it's just like, no, I gotta go.
Yeah, there's definitely no shock and awe here. We've had better beers from this brewery, and I think this is one they're really proud of. And, you know, to each their own, but it just does not really rock the boat for me.
I was hoping for rockin' boats. But speaking of rockin' boats, this last game rocked our boat, and that is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Wow, this game is sweet. We did not know about this game a year ago either.
Yeah.
Our buddy Brian Newland showed us this game, and it's a beat 'em up in the Mortal Kombat universe. And you're like, oh, Mortal Kombat, where's the fatalities? They still have fatalities.
Yeah.
There's button combinations to do fatalities. It's so sweet. It's such a fun platformer, beat 'em up. It's awesome.
This game is fantastic, and so glad we have found this game. The plan is to beat it on live stream in 2020.
Yes.
We will see if we can get that done. But this game, I think you hit it right on the head. If you're a fan of God of War, this early era, like, three-dimensional hack and slash beat 'em up style games, I honestly can't think of many that I've played that are better than this. And just the icing on the freaking cake is that it's in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Yeah, so you can just pause the game and try and figure out the button combination to do fatalities,
Yeah.
which is what I do in regular Mortal Kombat anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's sweet.
It is. It's a ton of fun. It's a great couch co-op game. Honestly, it's in the conversation probably for one of the better couch co-op games on the console that I've played, and I've played a ton of them. This game really, really took us by storm. It's very few and far between that we play a game from this era that we're like, holy shit, we can't do anything else. We want to play this.
We
right
want
now.
to play it and we want to beat it. From what I've read, we haven't beat it, but I think this is a longer game.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun to jump back on that horse and ride. We got a lot of irons in the fire for live streams. So if you're ever hanging around on a Sunday night, stop by and hang out with us because we have a lot of fun. The PS2. This is going to be a fun year to celebrate its life. We figured this would be a great way to start out. We got way back when, like early part of 2019, we did a 5 games you may have missed on the Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
That honestly has been one of the more rewarding episodes. Not performance-wise, it didn't do all that great, but we've had a lot of people message us and say, holy shit, I never knew about this game, and I played this game with my kid,
And now we're making memories.
yeah, thank you so much for that. And we're like, you know what? We needed to go through our console collection and maybe offer some of these up. These aren't necessarily hidden gems, but they're just games that we think the average PS2 gamer maybe just browsed right on by. You were too busy playing Vice City, Metal Gear, Solid 3, 2 and 3 was on there.
007 Nightfire, Guitar Hero, like,
Yeah.
there's so many amazing games.
There were
on
so
PS2.
many opportunities for games to fly under the radar because the PS2 library is robust.
It's insane.
Speaking of it being robust, it's still healthy and strong, and the PS2 is as good as it ever was still, in our opinion, in 2020. We always appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Off the Grid. Time to get some of that poor old footage.
Time to get some of that poor old footy pajamas.
Time to put on them poor old footy pajamas. What are we drinking
Today
today?
we're drinking Double Barrel Double by OmmeGang. It's a 2019 limited release Belgian-style double.
Back up. You're like, double.
Double barrel. I get excited, dude.
It was like... So we're going to have a whole slew of PlayStation 2 related episodes this year for your pleasure.